Hey guys, welcome back to our playthrough of Disco Elysium. This time around, we're gonna see if she has the armor and whatnot and go from there. If you do enjoy this episode, remember to like and subscribe and we'll just get into it. I really don't have anything else to say. All right.
Mister, what were you doing in my fireplace?
There was a plasmid in it. I was trying to catch it.
Oh, okay.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
That's the lady at the dock, right? The fishing lady, right? I heard there was a girl here who had armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves
I
now?
hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh.
Ooh.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good. Bye!
Oh, we're just gonna break her castle. Right here.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Broken?
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
Reach in the catacombs and pull out the
The
shiny
walls
object.
and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Are we? Let's see. Look at us, we're cool. Okay, so things... What do you got to
As
say?
you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
Decked out in future armor like a
The
cop ought to be.
hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
Yeah, I want the full
It may
suit.
be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor, figure out its vulnerabilities. Remember,
Vulnerabilities.
this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it, observe its properties, see if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Oh. Indirect modes of tactation. -2 empathy. What does savoir-faire do? If we can find that. I guess we only have 2 right now. I guess we can unlock one and start that. And since we have minus one of those, we'll just level it up and continue. Police cloak. I thought I got mine back. Did I never get that back? I did. Well, oh. What do you have to say? Little black swallow circle above you. Rhythm chirp. Okay. Have we been all the way back here? Yeah, we've been through here. Oh, what is... We didn't do that. Tools. What do you have to say again? Do you have anything else to say, sir?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
No, I want to hear about turning back the time. We came out here the last time.
There's nothing else.
Okay. What's this?
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Wait, I can't see anything
You
interesting.
don't have a reason to. Yet.
What's this
Nothing.
about?
Just a hunch.
Oh.
The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
What is that? Huh. This is as far as we can go over here. Okay. Oh, you can't go forward. You have to go all the way around. Interesting. What is down and over here? Know where we can go? We can go this way. Okay.
The scruffy-haired little boy. The scruffy-haired.
What do you have to say?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Oh.
What can I help you with?
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for
I
me?
can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Hell yeah.
I could use a breather before another rainy day begins.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
This? Pain threshold. Let's see if she has anything new to say. Oh, sorry, went past her.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
Why do you care about those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
I can ask her on a date when Kim's not there? Interesting. Oh, how do we get... Where are we? You're here. We need to go to the church. All right. Let's do that.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Inspect the carpentry.
Carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Closer look at
This
the padlock.
cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built.
Okay.
It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Well, let's look at the sticker then.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy.
Okay.
The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to
Looks
you?
like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay. What is
For
junior
Revachol
delinquency?
ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16
Okay.
who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
What is suggestive of junior
I
delinquency
haven't
here?
seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
It's very modern. It does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care what he is? What's the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Well, I'm gonna peel off the sticker.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Let's put it on the cover.
Voila! Looks very modern. You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
What'd I just get done? I don't know. Open the
The
padlock.
lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Oh. Please don't be scary. I don't like scary stuff. Ew! I don't like it here. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay. More of the fork gliding patterns you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. A grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like you're trying to become one with the church. Why shouldn't I run? Is a real question. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. Looks recent. Something to do with the radio frequencies? Oh, there's stuff up top. A bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as the contact microphones? Let us make our way over here. A spider has spun a web around the wooden carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass is colorful. Let's go see what these are. What do my shoes give me? Perception. These are slick, boy. It's over here. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in the frosted window depicting a deer. A scarf. Nice. Can I pick up these bottles? Someone siphoning electrical currents from outside into the antenna. A portable Harman washi tape recorder. 2 decks reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. And lastly, what is this?
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Why this noise?
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this looks like the machine in the Doom commercial
It's also
area.
quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Let's just
You
investigate
see
it.
fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smouldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received. I will register Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is...
Okay, we gotta find the password. What is...
In
Let's see
white,
what's here.
silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her Innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Sure.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her
Is
followers,
she?
architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's remorse.
As that useless word passes through your mind,
Oh, okay.
the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
This is
The
Dolores
old
Day.
woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinaise, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You know this place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you
There
know?
used to be 7 stave churches on the coast.
Okay.
Lesetsa, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt? The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was
I have a
abandoned?
theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted the raid?
Your station was involved, I hear, although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not
Three
sure?
precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I guess
I'm
I could have
sorry,
been here.
I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I were here, I should find out what I was
Good
doing.
luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinaise now.
Are you follower
Yes,
Dolores?
we all are. Her name, body, and rule
all are?
are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Dolorian in origin.
I think you were
It's not
spiritual.
spiritual, it's constitutional. The Dolorian system does not demand faith, only accordance.
How did I know this?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her
Hippocampus.
innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What? Yeah, what's
The
this?
highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is there one
No,
now?
we are alone.
Okay. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi, she is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court,
Okay.
the wife of an influential Martinaise, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Serene, modern-day Sir
Irene
La
the
Clay.
Navigator.
Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed,
Where's this coming
the
from?
past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. No, you must know.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman.
Okay.
She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze.
Huh.
She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
Oh.
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was
I
declared,
could've said, I
and the
don't care.
queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Hello? That's why they're doing that?
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Okay, that's so weird.
That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Riel Belt.
I want
As
more.
did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supremwindi, altogether 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning. In a city called Advesperaskit in Vespa Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocence, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been
Oh
beautiful.
yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well.
Why do I know this very well?
Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen. One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later.
Why?
A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocence. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times.
Damn.
The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day. Constantly surrounded by her Theriers, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs. The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, Mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Okay.
Lieutenant Yefreitor, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's not human.
Okay. This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
A jigsaw
I did it.
broken
Shit.
shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Who's this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator.
Okay.
She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her Innocence Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
What does it say, the motto?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world
Not the pale.
again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
What's the motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
I like the other one better.
So do I.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. The mother of The machine's keyboard is the speak.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East in Good. Please
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
receive Fortress Accident. I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinaise. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghilaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can... Good.
The machine's keyboard. Nothing happens.
Okay. I don't... Yes?
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
I think I
And
still hear
then
something.
it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing. Your voice is
Yell as loud
barely
as you can.
audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet and clap
You
your hands.
produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total. somehow.
What's
The
happening?
lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
What if it's something
Please,
paranormal?
detective, not this again.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Fuck. Why are you still showing me? Okay.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
Try to make something out.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
I thought I could get that because I was
Officer,
upset.
what are you looking at?
I'm blinking. Ew! What?
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Hello?
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The crab man.
Who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable
What
gaze.
the fuck is this?
Then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes.
What?
But don't worry. Everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
Price for
Here
what?
you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user.
Obviously.
Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol
Oh,
use.
yeah, sure. You don't know anything about
How do you
alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
That one.
I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bottle. Shit was dark, Holmes.
I want to know why you're climbing
You
that.
know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this
It doesn't
shit?
matter who I am, Way. I'm just bringing you the message of the mother's love. She don't want you to hang yourself on your own stubbornness. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence.
Yeah.
You are welcome here.
You have no idea what the fuck he's
I
talking
don't.
about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You must be
Never
the crab
known
man.
myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, you're more like a
I always
spider.
thought of myself more like a flame,
Sir.
flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became the
I
crab
was in a
man?
gangway,
Oh.
but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Many people are losing their memory, certain potent of doom.
Not essay.
Not
like that.
essay.
Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
We'll assert our authority here.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Are those yours?
I think they were. A long time ago.
Oh.
I had to shed them like skins.
Is this why you're
to get
naked?
closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
The mother's silence. You mean her?
No. There's a new god in town.
Oh?
And she can't be painted or sculpted because she has no limb or even a face. She is the end. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense.
Don't call her a cavity.
She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
This guy's on
That
crack.
sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, you sure you didn't just switch one drug for
It's
another?
not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Let's agree to
I
disagree.
know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I
What?
know it will take time.
What are you doing
I'm
here?
a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me. I'm a superstar cop.
I ain't from no Marietti,
Oh.
if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owing to its peasant origins.
How'd you find this
Hard
place?
to say. I think I did some construction work here.
What just flew
Back
by
when I
over
still
here?
had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true
What
purpose
is that? A
of
bird?
the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
I had
The
another
sinewy
question.
figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Did you see the police raid that took place here?
Something like that.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job.
The crack cocaine has went
That's
straight
what's
through
so
his
great
head.
about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
They want to turn this place to a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
They have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. Their business looks promising.
Wouldn't bother me none to have them spin music in here. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other spooker is? Point the strange machine around
Other
here.
spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
ViaEstelar is grandma?
So there is another person living in the church, and is a Vejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
You don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How do you not know that when you both live
Don't
here?
really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you had nothing else to tell me. She looks like, what she does, who she
I'm
is.
afraid not, Essay. You just
Sir.
have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Have you by any chance heard Deviantart say the password to her radio
too many
computer?
times, Essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Okay, I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes that fit original trends and interests.
Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death.
Easy
What
enough.
you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Okay,
I think we're
thanks.
done here, Essay.
That was an interesting conversation.
That was
However,
awkward.
I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
I wonder why there's just a little birdie.
The machine's keyboard, the speaker.
Good morning, votre accident. Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife
Good.
death.
I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope.
Goodbye, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get
Okay.
inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Think this log might be connected to the case.
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why does she need an
Why
antenna?
would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Right?
8th of February, 51.
What is she doing here?
Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers, but at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Data
Seems
loss.
like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Who are
I
all
think these people
people
worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial
Oh.
area. They must be our former co-workers.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbour. Definitely not happy to see the Martinaise people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow. 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Yeah.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing
The
herself.
girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinaise. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinaise of her.
Well, that's us.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door.
Jesus Christ,
opening.
that scared
A
me.
strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
That scared the shit out of me, that noise. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
There are no coalition military
Are you
data
sure?
links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network.
I'm a cybernetic god. I'm using the REM prefix. Commander College Worship Arkers Internet to connect.
That's nonsense. You're just a police officer.
Hey!
Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
Hey, you're the leading programmer of the world and Earth, right?
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Who are you? What are you doing
I
here?
am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Have you seen the crab man? But you know he's
Yes.
around? He's seen you?
And
the crab man has seen you.
I don't care. I don't care about crab men.
What? Why are there so many machines in this
I
place?
brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need that antenna?
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
That's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the antenna's processing
Yes.
unit?
You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
No, I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything.
Then you'll certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
And the AR1's a good antenna.
I guess it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinaise is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices.
What does she have to do with
There are many
anything?
milieux dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casts in her face in a strange shadow.
Working
Could
on
you-
what?
Could you just shh for a moment?
No.
Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
Isn't that made for government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
And you work for the
No,
government?
I don't.
So why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and Reims Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a Reims prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream prefects in every police department, for example.
Did you steal
No.
it?
No, of course not. I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I bought it from her. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Greater Revachol series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as the Civic, but it does work better with newer antenna models. So I'm not complaining.
And what about those
They are
bowls of
connected
water?
to my Reign Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Great.
What are you doing in the
You
abandoned church?
really like those questions, don't you?
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're
I'm
doing here.
conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves.
Hmm.
That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
The hole connect to the data lost in your
Yes,
journal?
that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world. What does that mean?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
I don't know. I just want to
You
solve a
measure
murder.
it by its surroundings, by that which does
Okay.
exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's what I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world
Great.
for now.
Thanks.
How do you feel about Android dance
What?
music?
I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah, like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it?
Speed freaks.
I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
Then what do they want to
Take
build
a
then?
guess, why don't you?
Still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for and doing dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Let you work in peace. I mean, we can rush there. This episode can be a little bit longer. Out of here. I don't know what that bird has to do with anything. I don't know what's happening. None of this has to do with the murder. Why am I doing so many side quests? It's this way, correct? This right here. Hello.
Hello again.
Now these people who make me lose brain cells, I don't even know why I'm doing this for them.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I checked it out.
What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
He means odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on about the mother's love.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
He's told me he wouldn't mind a nightclub.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
You're just gonna have to live with the crab man.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress X, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you have been completely honest about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place. Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
You guys are on crack.
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
The love? No, I'm really not feeling it at all.
Believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Yeah, Oda 9. Rocking it or dropping it?
She didn't like it.
What a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. And she doesn't like it at all.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance!
She made it clear that she won't leave until her own project's
finished.
And you
can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. You have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man. No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, Does she like a Nordic dance music?
She get down. I mean, who doesn't? Just listen to this crazy pulse.
Wonderful! If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I could try to convince her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Okay, let's walk by the church again. Over here. We're not actually gonna go back in. There's one thing I want to do right before we end it. I want to go back here. Yes.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Why am I thinking about this? Wasn't I
Do
supposed
something important? Something murder related?
Yeah.
There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour. The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant. Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
Loco back to locomotion. Point to the vehicle.
You want to take a closer look?
Where are you packing
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2. Supercharged.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
Oh, he likes it.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fitted with some proper off-road components.
Ever thought about switching to helium?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we get the case solved, maybe we could do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
We're in love.
And means no.
Oh. He's in love with me. Who are these
Inside,
people?
You see a set of steering levers,
Fuck
a
the
radio
world.
microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, Detective? Please, no. You were trying to impress some people with it. Great.
Okay, that's not what I was talking
Anything
about.
else I can help you with, officer?
Did you find out about the
Still
armor?
no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Okay, well, I wanted to call about that because that's something that we're supposed to be doing. Run the number of the victim's armor. Call us back in a day for info. I did that on Monday. But that's gonna have to be it for now. We got some new friends right here. And we'll have to talk to them in the next episode. If they're there, they might disappear. Who knows? But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.